Basically, I prepared something for you guys, and normally I just do everything off the cuff. But obviously this week it will just be me. There'll be no interviews on the radio. I'm also playing this on the radio. Many of you believe that you are obviously struggling with life, and you're not reaching your full potential. And obviously you're thinking that life is difficult. So especially those that are working in places that they don't enjoy, and maybe you dream of a better life every day, and you dream that you can have better life, and you obviously look at social media, you think, oh man, you look at friends and family and find out the smiling and having a great life, but they don't understand that everyone struggles. Everyone struggles. No matter how rich you are, no matter how successful you are, and even sometimes when you reach success, at the top, you just have, you just look down because you feel like there's nothing else that you want to achieve. But even people at the top want to achieve more. So I found this as a trick, and the trick is, how are you able to cope with the tests that you have every single day? So multimillionaires and billionaires seem to have everything they need. When you look at them, you think, oh, they have everything they need and they sound successful. But if you listen or read any of their autobiographies or any of the biographies, and you meet them, you find that, they're like you and me. Obviously I've been reading some biographies. I've been talking to some. I haven't met billionaires, but I have met some millionaires as far as, I understood. But they seem normal. They seem like you and me, and they have weaknesses. They have difficulties. And obviously if you know them, the difference is obviously how they create the success is working towards their dreams, and you can work towards your dreams. And obviously they don't waver. They want to, continue working hard on the sign of any hurdle. When you fall down, if you fall down, you just basically get back up. That's how they do it, and that's how they should do it. But I'm not saying they always done that, but they've learned that they need to do that to achieve the next step in their life. And obviously hearing about the failures from books, it's basically not the same as experiencing yourself. And sometimes, you have books and you should read, and reading is good because you understand how other people have done things and how, people have failed, so then you can reach success. But, if you study and you read books, it helps understand the world. But if you don't feel it, you won't know how to deal with it. So I can give you some examples of how to make it easier for you to understand, right? If you go and learn how to swim from reading a book or watching others swim, obviously it will help you understand how to do it because you're seeing other people doing it. But when you actually go into the deep end and you try and you start to struggle, as your arms and legs will start to obviously adapt to how much strength you need to use and how much dexterity you need to use to make your move smooth enough to swim, because it depends if, is it a beach? Is there a wave that you can't control? So it's a completely different ball game when you're actually doing something. So in life is the same thing, right? Now let me give you another example. So if you go for a run with someone that runs every day, right? I'm not sure if you ever experienced that, but let's say your friend runs every day and says, you need to go for a run. You'll feel amazing. You feel really good. You think, oh, you know what? I never really go for a run. I'm more like a, computer guy, or I do other types of exercise. Maybe I don't run that much. And, you'll feel like, from what he's saying, you feel like you can cure any disease. You think, wow, this is amazing. If I go for a run, I can feel good. So you try and run with them, and maybe you go for the same 10 miles that he's done on the first day. You do 10 miles with them. After you finish, I think for 2-3 days you'll be finished. You'll be gone. So you think, wow, running is really bad for me. That's what you probably will think. So you might not feel well for a few days. So how is it possible that the result of a run for one individual will make them feel invigorated and make them feel good, and on another person it will make them feel exhausted, like they can't take it anymore? So think about that. And in life is the same thing, So what I'm trying to say is, to have an experience at first, it might be difficult, and you might, have hurdles, might have difficulties. But many of you listening feel like giving up straight away. So, okay, yes, I couldn't do this run. Now I'm so tired. Or when I went to swim, I got exhausted. I couldn't almost swim, so I had to come out. I couldn't do it anymore, so I'm gonna give up on doing it. So you can't really do that. The individual that was running for the first time will probably not want to run ever again if he tried to take the same steps as the expert, right? So because it didn't feel the same, the expert said it feels amazing, but the beginner was like, I can't do this. This is too hard. But if he does it over and over and over again, I think that will be better. And by the way, just letting you know that this is the first time that I actually written stuff down so I can prepare this for you, because I feel like everything is off the cuff. But I wanted to prepare something before you guys think that I'm just always just saying things that are the same. But really, I think that this is important for you, because especially now that we're in lockdown and it's difficult out there with lockdown, with the mindset everyone is having. Basically, in the UK, we're in lockdown, and obviously, it's just about doing what you got to do. So not everyone will have the same experience, obviously, at the first time. And there is a famous quote from a movie, and obviously, I would like you to tell me what movie I'm talking about here. It's the quote is, "It's not about how hard you hit; it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." And I didn't do the accent because his accent, I couldn't do it. But really and truly, that's how you feel like, challenge yourself, you know. So how would it stand up and find ways not to give, up every day? And now I would say, after you get hit by life and by hardships, you need to know how to stand up and find ways where you can avoid the hits. So maybe, you know how to move, you know how to protect yourself. And I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally. How do you continuously move forward? And this obviously is a metaphor. It's a meaning for life. And obviously life will sometimes get you with loss of wealth, loss of health, as we've seen with this pandemic impacting the world, loss of maybe a loved one. And I pray that everyone is safe out there, obviously. Sometimes your mental strength also will leave you for a little while. You'll be thinking, oh man, this is too tiring. So just go rest. Like your body, if you do that, do that run, the 10-mile run for the first time, you want to rest for 3 days. Just rest. Obviously do what you have to do, but rest where you can. And sometimes your mental strength will leave you, obviously, which is fine, and we'll all have those moments. But it's about that change, like Ray Dalio says on his book Principles, and you should read that book, Principles. It actually has two books called Principles, and obviously maybe you're not too much into investing side and economics, but I think the first one, which is work environment, is good for you to listen to if you're not into investing. But it's a book that I'm listening to. Actually, it's an audio book. Sometimes I don't have time to pick up a book and read, and audiobooks are useful. So, which I definitely recommend you read. And he says that we have to undergo sort of a metamorphosis, something like a butterfly. You become a butterfly, and whatever you want, you can become. So that's how you have to put your mind, because sometimes you will struggle with life. You'll have these difficult times, and you think, I can't do it. But as soon as you get hit, don't say you can't do it. Yes, you might say it for a few seconds, but then it's about you changing your mindset. Negative thoughts come to everyone. I believe that. I didn't discuss this with, the whole 6 billion, 7 billion population in the world, but I have a feeling that everyone has the same negative thoughts sometimes. And even if you have those negative thoughts, it's about you change that tune. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. And even if you fail, enjoy the journey and learn, how you failed to improve yourself, to not do it again. And obviously all individuals fail sometimes. It's a normal thing for people to fail, right? So carrying on, if you fail at getting that dream job, that dream car, you don't have yet because, don't have the money for it, or you just didn't have the chance to buy it, whatever reason. Maybe you wanted to get, married to that special person. It didn't work out. And you realize, one thing that you don't realize is obviously that might have been a good thing for you. You never know what comes from having those things. We don't know. Only God knows, right? So, you might have let's say you wanted that dream job, and maybe that dream job will give you more stress. And you think, oh, you know what? Maybe that dream job wasn't for me. Maybe I need to find another similar job that I think that I would enjoy and do that. And you just keep on trying to find that dream, that dream job and that dream goal, that dream business, that dream work that you think it'll be good for you, and just, work towards it, and hopefully, God will give that to you. Obviously, I'm a big believer that you just need to go for it and try your best, but sometimes you just fail. Another way is, maybe you wanted to get married to that special someone, which I'm just mentioned now, but it didn't work out right. So you might think, this was not, what I wanted. I really wanted that person. And to be honest, life is like that. Sometimes you might think that it's good for you, but it might not be good for you. That person might not have the same values or the same mindset. And maybe because you're meeting that person, outside, or speaking to someone, and having a conversation with them, it does not mean that they might have the same values, the same mindset, the same attitude, because right there and then you might just be infatuated, or you might be, but talk is easy, and obviously I know that my words are easy and talking is cheap, and sometimes when you fail, maybe you did not actually fail but avoided a catastrophe. But now, ifs don't really matter, and what matters is, did you give up? No, you did not give up. Obviously, if you didn't find the thing that you wanted, you just go for something that might even be better for you. So follow your goals and achieve your targets, because you deserve to win, right? You deserve to win, and everyone deserves to win. And that's how you should think, because I think that the mindset inside of your heart, you might think that you don't deserve it. You might think that, oh, I didn't get it because I don't deserve it. That's not how you should think. You should be hopeful and should think that you are a winner. And just by not giving up on yourself, you just work to be better every day. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you subscribe, like, and anything else, just let me know.